Y'all better grab a seat and your emotional support popcorn, because this one ain't gossip, it's history being written in tears and TikToks. The Harris family just dropped the kind of drama that makes the Kardashians look like a church choir. King Harris, the son of rap legend T.I. and Tiny, has reportedly sent a final message, and when I say final, I mean the kind of statement that sounds like a mic drop. A goodbye and a therapy session all rolled into one. The clip surfaced online like a bomb nobody saw coming. And now fans are spiraling faster than T.I.'s vocabulary mid-argument. T.I. was caught on camera wiping tears. Tiny's silence could have broken glass and the internet? Baby, it's eating this up like free Wi-Fi. People are calling it the most emotional exit since Will Smith left Fresh Prince. And this message from King? It wasn't just heartfelt, it was scorched earth honest. He spoke on fame, family, pain, and walking away from the spotlight for good. The same kid once clowning in viral fights just turned philosopher, and his parents? They're shattered dots, so buckle up, because King Harris didn't just say goodbye. He dropped a legacy-shaking truth bomb that's still echoing through Atlanta. The internet has seen plenty of chaos from the Harris household arrests. Fights, viral arguments, but nothing prepared fans for this. King Harris, the self-proclaimed youngest in charge, has always been a magnet for controversy. But this time, it wasn't about clout, brawls, or fame, it was about pain. The kind of pain that bleeds through your words, not your Instagram captions. The story broke late last night when a mysterious 2-minute audio clip surfaced on social media, reportedly from King's private voice memo. It was labeled simply, "My final message." The internet did what it does best, it pressed play before thinking twice. What they heard, a raw, emotional confession that shook even the most unbothered corners of hip-hop. King's voice cracked as he said, "I'm done trying to prove myself to people who only see me as T.I.'s son. I'm tired of fighting for respect from folks who never knew my story. No filters. No flex. Just a young man broken, tired, and done performing for an audience that never clapped for him." Within minutes, the clip went viral. Fans were screen recording, reposting, stitching, and debating. Was this real? Was this part of a documentary? Was King okay? The comments were split between sympathy and speculation. One fan wrote, "This feels like a goodbye note wrapped in heartbreak." Another said, "That boy been crying for help, and y'all just laughed at him on live. Now let's rewind. Because this didn't come out of nowhere." The tension between King and his family has been bubbling like a pressure cooker for years. The world watched the young Harris transform from a privileged kid to a public rebel fighting in Waffle Houses, dissing his parents on live and constantly trying to shed the celebrity kid label. T.I. tried to play it cool publicly, saying things like, "He's just finding himself." Man, but behind closed doors, the frustration was real. Tiny tried to hold the family together while social media ripped their son apart, calling him fake street and lost in clout. So when this final message leaked, it wasn't just another teenage rant, it was the culmination of years of unresolved hurt. And it hit T.I. like a ton of gold chains. According to insiders, the video was never meant to go public. It was allegedly part of a private note King recorded for his family after a heated argument earlier that week. Sources close to the family said the argument started over King's behavior and ended with him storming out, saying, "Y'all don't even see me as me." Then came the leak. Nobody knows who uploaded it, some say a friend. Others claim someone hacked his notes, but the world got front row seats to the most painful family drama in hip-hop since the Smiths sat at that red table. Fans couldn't believe the tone of King's words. Gone was the cocky kid talking about standing on business. Instead, this was a boy confessing he felt invisible. "People think I'm living good because of who my daddy is," he said. "But they don't know the pressure of trying to be perfect when everybody waiting on you to fail." The internet went silent for once. Even trolls didn't have the heart to joke. It's one thing to see King acting wild, it's another to hear him sound broken. Meanwhile, T.I. was spotted at an Atlanta event that same night. Cameras caught him looking distant, scrolling his phone repeatedly. A fan captured footage of him quietly leaving early, sunglasses on indoors, no smile in sight. TMZ labeled the clip "T.I. emotional" after King's message leaks, and the image spread like wildfire. People began tagging Tiny, demanding answers. She didn't respond directly, but she posted a cryptic quote, Sometimes love means letting go for a while. That single sentence made fans lose their minds. Some thought it meant King had officially moved out. Others thought it was a veiled reference to their rocky family dynamic. The comments flooded in. Tiny, what's going on? Did King really cut them off? This is deeper than we thought. What made this whole thing even more heartbreaking was how predictable it suddenly seemed. Everyone could look back and see the signs, those live streams where King would argue with his parents. Those interviews where T.I. would jokingly say, "He ain't built for this world," and those moments King posted about being misunderstood. It was all leading to this. And the way the message spread? It was wildfire on gasoline. YouTube channels were dissecting it, TikTok creators were crying over it, and even Twitter was united in rare sympathy. King Harris is fighting demons, not for attention but for peace, one user wrote. And the saddest part is he's doing it in front of millions. Some fans pointed out that King's struggles mirrored a bigger generational issue. Children of fame carrying the invisible weight of expectation. He's living in his dad's shadow, someone tweeted. But everyone forgets how dark that shadow can be. Others, though, weren't so kind. A few called it emotional manipulation or PR sympathy. But even those voices were drowned out by the overwhelming wave of empathy. Because deep down, everyone could feel the truth radiating from that shaky voice note. This wasn't clout. This was closure. A few hours after the leak, one of King's closest friends went live, confirming that King was taking a break and stepping away from everything. He didn't specify if that meant social media, music, or family, but the words "he needs space" echoed louder than any rap lyric King ever dropped. T.I. meanwhile reportedly tried to reach out privately. According to gossip insiders, he's been calling King nonstop, leaving messages like, "Son, let's talk before you do something permanent." Fans speculated that the situation might have reached a mental health crisis point. Others said this was simply a father realizing that his little boy had grown up and checked out emotionally. What makes this even more haunting? The final line of King's message. It was short, chilling, and painfully honest. "I love y'all, but I need to love me more." Those 10 words hit harder than any bar T.I. ever rapped. You could practically hear the internet gasp. That line alone was reshared over 1 million times within 24 hours. Quotes, tattoos, captions, people turned his pain into poetry. And now, everyone's asking the same question. Is this truly King Harris' final goodbye? Or just the calm before an even bigger storm? Because knowing the Harris family, peace never lasts long. By sunrise, the internet had turned into a full-blown emotional crime scene. The hashtags #PrayForKing, #TearsForTip, and #Harris family drama were trending across every platform like wildfire. You couldn't scroll 2 seconds without seeing a crying emoji, a think piece, or someone quoting that line. "I love y'all, but I need to love me more." It had already gone viral, tattooed into the cultural moment like a heartbreak anthem. Twitter spaces were popping up titled, "What's really going on with King Harris?" Bloggers were dissecting every syllable of his voice memo like it was an FBI wiretap. People who hadn't thought about T.I. in years were suddenly experts on father-son trauma. And as the public cried, analyzed, and picked sides, T.I. finally broke his silence. The man who once called himself King of the South stepped up on Instagram Live. And this time, there were no fancy words, no expeditiously, no charisma, just raw emotion. He looked tired. The kind of tired you can't hide behind sunglasses or jewelry. He said softly, "You'll see a clip and think you know what's going on in my house. But that's my son, man. That's my blood. I love that boy more than I love my career, my money, anything." The comments exploded. Fans were flooding him with crying emojis, some writing, "This the first time I ever seen Tip choke up." Others weren't as forgiving. "It's too late to cry when your son's already walked out," one user wrote, racking up thousands of likes. Meanwhile, Tiny was trying to play peacekeeper in the background. She posted a photo of her family with no caption, just a heart emoji. And you know what that means in celebrity language when you post without words. It's because the words hurt too much to write. Within an hour, every gossip blog had picked up T.I.'s live. One headline read, "T.I. breaks down over King's message, I just want my son back." Another screamed, "T.I. in tears, fame, fatherhood, and the price of pride. But the real explosion came when King himself reappeared. After 2 days of silence, he jumped on live at 2 a.m. wearing a hoodie, eyes swollen, voice shaking but firm. "I ain't do this for attention," he said. "I did it 'cause I'm done pretending everything's fine when it ain't." He went on to talk about how he'd been struggling under the weight of expectations. "Every time I walk in a room, people don't even call me King, they say. That's T.I.'s son. Like I ain't my own person. Like my name don't matter unless it's attached to his." That line hit like a thunderclap. You could almost feel generations of celebrity kids nodding in solidarity. Within minutes, Willow Smith liked the clip. Jaden Smith reposted it with the caption, "Real talk," and even JoJo Simmons commented, "Been there." Social media turned into therapy hour. One post read, "King Harris didn't just speak for himself, he spoke for every child raised in their parents' spotlight." Another added, "He's not rebelling, he's reclaiming." But not everyone saw it that way. Some critics called King ungrateful, saying he had privilege problems. One particularly messy blogger even said, "King don't need love. He needs discipline." That post blew up, and you already know how fans get when someone talks sideways about King. The Harris fanbase, aka the Hustle Hive, came in swinging. They flooded that blogger's page with comments like, "You try living your whole life being compared to your daddy, and y'all forget these kids grow up in the public eye with no privacy." It was a war zone in the comments section. Bullets made of emojis and hypocrisy. Then because the internet can't resist twisting that knife, someone leaked an old clip of T.I. scolding King on live TV, telling him, "You need to humble yourself." The timing? Impeccably awful. That one clip reignited the narrative that T.I. was too hard on his son. Memes spread instantly. One showed King crying with the caption, "When you try to tell your dad your feelings, but he gives you a vocabulary lesson instead." The memes were ruthless but somehow effective. They painted T.I. as emotionally detached and King as the wounded underdog. Suddenly, Team King started trending. Fans were saying, "The boy's just hurt, not hateful." Even celebrities began choosing sides. Boosie Badazz, of course, couldn't resist jumping in. He went live saying, "That boy King just needs space, man. Tip old school, he don't know how to listen without trying to lecture." On the other side, Charlemagne the God defended T.I. on The Breakfast Club. "Y'all want these fathers to be present until they actually parent. Then you crucify them for not being soft enough." The internet was now divided right down the middle. Team T.I. said King was being disrespectful. Team King said T.I. needed to drop the rapper ego and be a dad first. And as the debate raged on, something even crazier happened a second leak. This time it wasn't a voice memo. It was a video clip allegedly filmed weeks earlier showing King arguing with his father during a family dinner. The clip captured King shouting, "You care more about how people see us than how I feel," and storming out. The clip spread like wildfire. YouTube channels titled it, "The Moment King Snapped." TikTokers started editing it with sad piano music and text overlays reading, "The pressure of being a legacy child." One fan even did a dramatic reenactment with captions like, "When your father's pride outweighs your peace." Now the world wasn't just sympathizing, they were invested. This was no longer celebrity drama. This was generational storytelling. The fans didn't just want gossip, they wanted healing. Meanwhile, insiders close to the family claimed that T.I. had tried to visit King at his apartment, but King refused to open the door. "He just wants time," one insider said. "He's not cutting his dad off forever, he just needs to breathe." But T.I., being T.I., didn't handle it quietly. Sources say he told friends, "That boy need to come home. I ain't raising no stranger." That quote leaked too, of course. And the internet ate it up, because that's the irony. King wants to be seen as an individual. But every time he acts out, it just cements his connection to his dad. Like father, like son, proud, fiery, emotional, and stubborn to the core. The emotional roller coaster was so intense that even the Shade Room teens posted a poll. Should King reconcile with T.I. or stay independent? Over 600,000 people voted, and shockingly, 68% said he should stay on his own path. The internet had spoken as the dust began to settle. Fans started reflecting on the bigger picture. "This ain't about fame," one viral comment read. "This is about fathers and sons, pride and pain." People compared it to Michael Jackson's childhood pressure, to Will and Jaden's public growing pains, even to the North's rumored clashes. The Harris story had become a metaphor for every family torn between legacy and individuality, but this wasn't the end. Just when everyone thought the storm was calming, one cryptic Instagram post from King sent the internet spinning all over again. It was a simple black background with the words, "Sometimes walking away is how you finally grow." The comments exploded. Tiny liked it, T.I. didn't, and that silence spoke louder than any diss track ever could. At that moment, everyone realized something chilling. King Harris wasn't rebelling anymore. He was evolving. And that's the part that broke T.I.'s heart more than anything. His son didn't need to fight him to be heard anymore. He'd already found his own voice, but the emotional fallout? Oh, that was just beginning. The morning after King's cryptic post, Atlanta felt heavy. It wasn't just gossip anymore, it was grief. You could feel it in every post, every reaction. Coffee could feel it in every post, every written, every post, every reaction. Every headline screaming T.I. in tears as King Harris walks away from fame and family. The man who once built his empire on confidence and charisma looked like he was carrying the weight of 10 broken crowns. TMZ. Cameras caught T.I. outside his studio. Eyes hidden behind dark glasses, voice low and trembling. When a reporter asked, "How's King doing?" Tip didn't even try to give a PR answer. He just sighed and said, "I raised a man. Now I gotta let him be one." It was the kind of sentence that could silence an entire press room. Tiny, meanwhile, was seen leaving their home the next morning, visibly emotional. She told a fan who shouted, "We love you, Tiny. Pray for us. We just trying to keep our family together." That one moment hit harder than any reality show ever could. The Queen of Calm, Savannah, Queen of Calm, finally cracking. Then came the real shocker. King posted a full video titled, "I'm done with the industry." And baby, it wasn't a rant, it was a manifesto. He started calm, almost too calm. Sitting in a plain room, no flashy background, no filters, just him. "I grew up around cameras," he said. "People saw my family on TV, but they never saw me. They saw what y'all wanted to see, the kid who had everything. But y'all never asked if I even wanted it." The internet froze. He wasn't yelling. He wasn't joking. He was speaking. This was no spoiled celebrity meltdown. This was a man breaking generational cycles in real time. He went on to say, "My dad's a legend. My mama's a legend. But that don't mean I gotta live off their legend. I need to make my own name, my own peace, my own lane." He paused, then looked dead into the camera. "I love them forever. But I can't heal in the same place that broke me." That line right there? Twitter stopped breathing. TikTok went into full meltdown mode. People were stitching his video with their own reactions, crying, clapping, analyzing. One post said, "This ain't rebellion. This is rebirth." Another said, "He didn't walk away from his family, he walked toward his sanity." And then boom, the celebrities started chiming in again. Kanye posted a dove emoji. Boosie said, "Real talk, sometimes you gotta leave home to find peace." Cat Williams, in classic cryptic fashion, commented on a blog post, "Even kings need to abdicate the throne to find their soul." T.I. though? He was silent, completely. His account went dark for 3 whole days. No posts, no likes, no comments. Fans began to panic. Some said he was heartbroken, others said he was in therapy. A few haters claimed he was writing a diss track called "Fatherhood Ain't Easy." But then, on day 4, T.I. broke the silence with a post that shook the entire internet. It was a black and white picture of him and a baby King years ago sitting on his lap. The caption read, "From diapers to destiny. I might not agree with how you move, but I'll never stop loving you." That single post got over 12 million likes in one day. Even the toughest rappers commented hearts. The world collectively exhaled. Because finally, there was no ego. Just love. Still, the ripple effects of this family fallout reached far beyond Atlanta. Every entertainment podcast was dissecting the father versus son dynamic. The Breakfast Club, No Jumper, and Drink Champs all had full episodes debating what went wrong. NORE said, "We raise these kids on money and fame, but not on mental peace." Charlemagne added, "T.I. built a brand. King's just trying to build himself. Fans couldn't stop talking about how T.I. and King's story mirrored what so many families go through, just magnified by fame. One viral tweet read, "This is every father-son argument ever, just in HD." Another said, "King's message was painful but necessary. Sometimes walking away is love in disguise." The younger generation rallied behind King, calling him the face of fearless boundaries. Older fans sided with T.I., saying, "That boy don't know what he got till it's gone." But the truth? They were both right. Then, out of nowhere, a new video surfaced, this time from T.I.'s private concert at a small Atlanta venue. Between songs, Tip paused and said into the mic, "Sometimes being a father means watching your child fly into the same sky you used to rule. And that's okay." The crowd went silent. You could hear people sniffing. One woman yelled, "We love you, Tip." He nodded and smiled faintly, replying, "Love him more." The internet turned that moment into a meme. A quote, a TikTok sound, a motivational video. I might have been crying. But he was also healing and the fans could feel it. Meanwhile, King was reportedly out of Atlanta, laying low. Sources close to him said he was working on something new, something real. And of course, that sparked 10,000 conspiracy theories. Some said he was making a documentary. Others claimed he joined a mentorship program for at-risk youth. A few dramatic pages even said he was planning to move to Africa. But then, a fan spotted him in LA hoodie up, headphones in, studio bag on his shoulder. The caption on the fan's post? "King's focused. You can feel it." And that's when the twist dropped. 2 weeks later, King posted a teaser on his YouTube channel titled "From Royalty to Reality." It opened with the same voice clip from his final message, followed by him saying, "This ain't goodbye. It's just me finding my own way." The internet lost its mind. Fans were crying, cheering, reposting. He's not walking away from family, he's walking toward purpose. The comment section became a therapy circle. One user wrote, "I gave him hustle. Tiny gave him heart. Now he's giving himself healing." T.I. quietly reposted the teaser with 3 words, "I'm proud, son." That's when everyone realized it wasn't about fame, fights, or who was right. It was about growth. About a father learning to let go and a son learning to rise up. Still, the emotional wound will take time to close. The Harris household, once known for flashy reality TV moments, had just lived through their most human one yet, and maybe, just maybe, that's what makes this story so powerful. Because for all the money, awards, and fame, the one thing even kings can't buy is peace. King Harris didn't just walk away. He evolved. And in doing so, he forced everyone watching, especially his father, to confront what love really looks like when you stop controlling and start listening. The Harris story reminded the world that even in celebrity life, pain is real, growth is messy, and healing? That's the real hustle. And as King's final words echo across the internet, "I love y'all, but I need to love me more." The message is clear. Walking away isn't weakness. It's wisdom, and there you have it, folks. The Harris family saga just delivered more emotion than an entire season of Euphoria, and more plot twists than Zeus on a sugar rush. King Harris didn't just walk away, he walked into his power. And T.I.? The man learned that sometimes, even the king of the South has to bow to fatherhood. So before you click away pretending you didn't tear up just a little, smash that like button like you're slamming a studio door mid-argument. Subscribe if you live for stories that make the Kardashians look like PBS kids. And drop a comment below telling me, are you Team King, the rebel who found peace? Or Team T.I., the father trying to rebuild the throne? Because one thing's for sure around here, we don't just spill tea. We boil legacies. We take real-life family drama, sprinkle in some truth, drown it in sarcasm, and serve it hotter than T.I.'s next verse. And don't get comfortable, because if you think this was wild, wait till you see what's next. The industry never sleeps, and neither does the scandal. Somewhere right now, another celebrity's Wi-Fi is plotting their downfall. So keep your notifications on, your receipts screenshotted, and your popcorn freshly buttered, because on Trend Tattle, every goodbye turns into a headline, every tear becomes content, and every secret eventually trends. This is Trend Tattle, signing off, where truth drips louder than lies. And drama never dies. Stay messy, stay curious, and remember, some families hug it out. Others go viral doing it. Trend tattle, where the truth always trends louder.